Make a noise, though. You gotta make a noise.
I don't want to make a noise. I don't know what I'm doing with my hand. All right, meeting's being recorded. Why is this meeting being recorded? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Wrestling Paradox Podcast. And as you see, I have these two magnificent pieces of shit sitting in front of me.
These guys.
Not even gonna talk about that. The cops might start knocking on your door. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joe. I am the what?
It does look like
they're gonna knock on your door, or the cops have knocked on your door, and that's why we're doing this interview piece with you. What is going on there, Joe?
All right, so I am in the process of moving.
Witness protection program.
Witness protection program. Yes, I'm in the process of moving. So this is
WPP, Wrestling Paradox Podcast, Wrestling
Witness protection program. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am Joseph Anthony. That's Chris Thrasher, and that is Cole Slawson.
Cole Slawson, right here.
My God, that's Cole.
It's Cole Slawson. It's Cole Slawson. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here back inside the Paradox once again, and as always, we are being brought to you by M&J Ecological, 305-697-2258. As I'm saying that, Chris is singing it on the other end. That's right, 305-697-2258. M&J Ecological, they make sure to get rid of all your iguanas, snakes, whatever you have in Miami you want to get rid of. Friends that moved to North Carolina, you can get rid of everything out of your life.
That's the only way to get rid of them.
Exactly. Make sure you guys call Marcus at 305-697-2258. Make sure you guys reach out to CCW on Twitter at CCWFL. They are the longest reigning territory. They have some of the biggest talent coming out of there, such as MVP. I know Goldust has ran through there. They have some of the biggest talent right now coming through there, such as the resident scumbags, Miami Mike, who is related to Chris Slawson, and Vic Arson, accompanied by Mr. Lou Spector. And then, you got the big names coming through, such as Brian Cage and everybody else. So if you want to be a wrestler, you pack your shit, you leave everything you know behind, and you move to Florida, and you join CCW. We got all that out, and now we're here, boys. Did they have a sale on shitty facial hair and cheap hats? Is that what's going on with us right now?
Yeah, we're
the evolution of man.
I'm the last step.
No.
All right. So let's move right into it. Tonight's a little different. We're gonna be doing a recap on a few things. Obviously, fans come. Whoa.
yeah, you're
got a little dizzy. We're gonna move into. We're gonna do kind of a recap on everything that's been going on this week in wrestling.
It's almost like we're doing an intervention.
Yeah, they're live streaming a filming of a documentary right now.
Oh man!
Don't you search for ghosts? Isn't there a ghost there?
Man, like 100 times. Dude, have you ever heard Nick Gage talk? Like,
yeah, man. Yeah, man.
He's like, "Yo, New Jersey, man, I'm fucking people, man. They fucking love me, man." I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Stop saying man. But first things first, I wanted to get into a couple things. Nick Gage versus Matt Cardona. Are we all excited for that match?
I'm excited that most things that Matt Cardona does. So yeah.
What?
I'm a Matt Cardona fan, so yeah, I'm into it.
Oh, okay. Long Island, LI. Or wait, no.
I have no connection to Long Island. I just am a fan of his work.
I know Chris is excited for that match.
Yeah, you have to realize though, like Matt Cardona isn't just a wrestler. He's actually he's a character. I watch his YouTube stuff and then, all this collecting of toys and shit like that. Like he's a character.
Yeah, sometimes it's cool when they let you, there's certain guys that let you in, so to speak. It's cool.
And I like it that he's back with Impact. And the only thing I don't like about it is they're trying to force feed a storyline between him and Brian Myers. And it's like, man, they're best friends in real life. It's all over YouTube. They go toy hunting together. They have a podcast where they draft their wrestling figures and they do fantasy booking against each other.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. So the reason I brought up Matt Cardona is because we are going to touch base on Slammiversary that occurred this past weekend. And Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green faced the team of Brian Myers and Tennille Dashwood. And Cardona and Chelsea Green picked up the victory, which was a pretty good match. I did catch bits and pieces of this. I do not have access to Fight TV. I wish I did, because Fight TV follows us on Twitter. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know how to access this shit. It's too many links, and I gotta like pay here, pay here. I don't know what to do anymore in my hands. So, but no, you know, Slammiversary was this week. They had fans back. Pretty big card. Chris, do you want to go through Thrasher, not Cole Slawson?
I have some opinions on Tennille Dashwood and not.
Well, not just that match, but what I'm talking about is all the faces that showed up. I know Chris went through and he said like 4 different companies were involved in Slammiversary.
There was AAA, ROH, AEW, NWA, and New Japan.
So 5.
Yeah, 5.
So before, I will tell you, before I listen to Busted Open completely every day religiously, and they had Sami Callihan on Saturday morning before the fight started, and or before the event, and talking about his match that night with Kenny Omega. And Sami Callihan had a lot to say, in such that people still think of what was that bitch's name?
Oh, that's nice.
What was her name that owned TNA?
Dixie Carter.
Oh no, that's appropriate,
right? You know, but Dixie Carter left her mark kind of on TNA. It kind of ruined TNA for a lot of people. But you know, Sami Callihan's on there and he's like, yo, we're not TNA. That's dead and gone. We are Impact now. But it kind of throws me off because I see the TNA Wildcat belt on Impact. So I still associate TNA with them. So I decided to give it a chance, and I went back and I watched some matches, and I will tell you, TJP and Josh Alexander had one of the greatest Iron Man matches I have ever seen in my life. So I am now a fan of Impact Wrestling. I am a fan of Sami Callihan, and I'm very excited for the future of them, and I will be accessing Fight TV from here on out.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's you know, and you touched on, you know, Dixie Carter and everything like that. Let me ask you a question. When you hear like TNA, the letters TNA, is Dixie Carter the first thing you think about?
AJ Styles.
I think it's Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah.
I see that. I definitely see that. I think of Jeff Jarrett when thinking of Global Force.
You think Kurt Angle?
Yeah.
It pops. Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and Kurt Angle, depending on what year, 05 to 08.
That was when, Kurt Angle was right at the start of when I really started getting into it. I was aware of it, but Kurt Angle is really like, when I think of TNA, I think of Kurt Angle matches. Also, Christian Cage. I think of
him and Tomko.
I was Tomko. I was a big fan of a lot of the guys that had like, it was almost like a second chance or something, like, and a chance at something different. Like Christian Cage was a champ. I thought it was great.
Yeah. So, have either of you caught any of Slammiversary from this past weekend?
Yes, I saw a little bit.
Okay, you saw a little bit. From what you saw, we had No Way show up, formerly No Way Jose. His new name is No Way.
No way.
We had Thunder Rosa show up, and it killed me because Thunder Rosa is getting chants from Dave LaGreca from the crowd, and I'm really upset D'Lo and Matt Striker did not acknowledge that. I thought that was really funny that they're chanting Dave LaGreca's name as much as Chris Thrasher hates Dave LaGreca. On the opposite, he watches it. I love Dave LaGreca.
It's not that I hate him. It's just
it's his voice.
Yeah, no, it's not even the voice. It's just they'll say even on Busted Open, they'll say one thing on one show, and then like 7 days later or 8 days later, they'll be talking kind of like around the same thing, and they'll be like, "No, I loved it. I thought that was a brilliant idea." And I'm like,
I've noticed that with Bully Ray.
You know, it's like, I'm not gonna fucking stand by that, because what are you trying to get me to listen to?
Yeah. You know, I was really surprised Eddie Edwards took a pinfall this week of Slammiversary with the fans coming back, because when you think of Impact now, you think of Sami Callihan and Eddie Edwards. Those two kind of carry that flag for Impact. So there was some interesting points in the show, and I think the most interesting point happened in the final about 120 seconds, 180 seconds, and that was the debut of Jay White, Switchblade, and Impact. Chris Slawson, what does this tell us about Jay White on American soil?
That they're gonna do stuff with New Japan, I would think. I mean, there's that, but that's been talked about for a while. So I feel like I like that it was just Jay White and not a bunch of other stuff. But they're also making it kind of are they making it like a Bullet Club Elite sort of deal on Impact? So it's like neutral soil, so they can both kind of do. I feel like that's what they're doing. It's kind of like there's going to be a part of Impact that showcases. There's always going to be a part of an Impact show.
But we wouldn't know that answer because TNA, Impact Wrestling. I still call it TNA. That's horrible.
I call it TNA too all the time, and
it's Impact. I gotta give them respect. Sammy Callahan has scared the shit out of me for saying TNA now, but they messed up. They fucked up. They cut the feed too early. I really think so because D'Lo Brown was about to say something and it just went black. It wasn't like in Money in the Bank, and we'll get into that later, like everything happened, they showed the bottom code, things like that, I'm going blurry again here. They didn't get through the end of the segment
of the feed. But is that, it sounds like they were just rambling though. Was it like off on time and like that you felt like they cut it off?
No, I felt like the show ended completely early. You see the Good Brothers go up, and then you see Omega and Callis kind of go up, and Omega pulls his arm down and kind of pulls him back. And then Jay White's standing there, and you hear D'Lo Brown about to say something, and he's like, oh, and it just goes black. And it's like, whoa, like, did I lose feed? And then I'm looking on Twitter, and everybody's like, did they just cut the show that quick? So if your intentions were to cut the show and leave it on a cliffhanger of the Good Brothers kind of just hanging there, then kind of fade it out. That's cool. I'm okay with that. Leave us on a cliffhanger. Huh?
Or maybe they did the hard cut on purpose. Maybe that's going to be explained. Or I guess now.
Maybe. But as a fan of wrestling, that looks like they lost feed. They dropped. And because it just wasn't like a fade out. It was and it was D'Lo Brown in the middle of saying something that is and it's like, okay, cool.
I think
now if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Cool.
I like the hard cut because it draws the people to come back and watch their weekly show to find out
also
what happens.
Like those assholes in the background of your picture, but
bro, we're cool, man. We're friends.
No, we're cool. Yeah.
I do. So I'm see, because I didn't watch. I just saw clips of the matches. So Chris sounds like he's saying he thinks it's a work.
Yep.
And Joe, you're saying it was a fuck up.
If in my theory it was a fuck up. If it's not, I'm fooled. I'm a mark, whatever you want to call it. But to my eyes, to people on Twitter, to the fan base, not to the 1% that's like Chris Thrasher, to everybody else who's a wrestling fan.
That's why I asked, because there was I definitely heard about it, just like I heard about the Money in the Bank.
There was a plethora of people on the internet who said, "Oh wow, they fucked up. They cut it too soon." Like it wasn't
well done. See, that's what I'm saying. Was it just a well done piece of? I mean,
if it was, it was. And I hope
that's very profound, Joe. That was great.
If it was, it was. I hope
we'll show on that. If it was, it was.
Right.
See you later.
Great journalistic skills you got there, boy.
Thanks, pal. So now we can kind of move away from that. Oh, real quick, can we talk about Deonna Purrazzo telling Mickie James to grab her garbage bag and you hit the river?
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest things I ever heard in my life. Grab your garbage bag and get the fuck out.
You want to know what though? I was just thought about it. If the end of the pay-per-view were hard cut for me, where it would leave me thinking is, especially when they're doing the whole pose off, multiple things would happen to go through my head. But like, oh my gosh, did he clothesline him? Did he get jumped? It makes me want to tune back in to see it. So that's why I think it was done on purpose. That's why the fade to black, it leaves too much, like you could see.
Yeah, that they planned that part of the show out.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, did they hard cut because they know the power of? I mean, a hard cut usually. I mean, people do that all the time.
Right.
Comedy too.
We'll see what happens. So
I mean, look at The Sopranos.
Yeah, no, that was just
that made sense.
We're out. See ya.
All right. I'm not going to get into this. We are going to get into Fyter Fest, night number 1. You guys excited? Fyter Fest?
Number one.
I'm excited for the second night.
Slawson, or I'm gonna give it to Thrasher. Go ahead, Thrasher. Talk about your thoughts on Fyter Fest night number 1.
I thought it was done very well for a 2-part pay-per-view.
AEW Mark. Sorry. Do you guys hear me sneeze? Cut that out.
You know what, for someone that doesn't like promos or in-ring promos or anything like that, I think the Cody Rhodes one was very good because that it looked real. And I think the Adam Page Kenny Omega one was setting up. I mean, it's a 1.5-year storyline, so it's coming to a head.
That it is. We'll run through the card really quick. We had John Moxley defeating Carl Anderson. We had to keep his IWGP United States Championship. We had the best thing on that roster right now, Ricky Starks defeating the Brian Cage, Mr. Get My Shit In, for the FTW belt. We had Christian Cage defeating Matt Hardy, and I refuse to call him Big Money Matt because you're in AEW, you ain't making big money over there. You have Sammy Guevara defeating who?
Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah,
Who?
Wheeler Yuta. He's a really good independent wrestler.
Jimmy Warhorse. Rules ass. That's what I want to see on that fucking show. You had Penelope Ford losing to Yuku Sasaki. And you had Darby Allin defeating Ethan Page, which was match of the night. It was match of the night for me all the way up until the final 30 seconds. And Darby Allin, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, I get, you want to put the shit on the map. You want to go for it all. You want to do everything the big way and balls to the wall. But fuck, man, you could have hurt yourself in that spot. That was bad.
I mean, we can talk about that, but I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about a spot later on in the next pay-per-view.
No, we will. But what I'm saying is, I mean, look, dude, Darby Allin went back first into that coffin. One fucking shard of wood stays up. That's going through his fucking lung. Like, that's a scary spot.
I'm surprised he didn't Bob Holly himself, but I don't think they would have used. I don't know. I feel like
it was balsa wood.
I feel like it wasn't as bad as he. I feel like he's probably going to get himself into a way more dangerous spot.
Definitely. And he already has. He's taken that coffin drop on the apron, which we all know is the hardest part of the ring. We've all been in a ring. We know what the hardest part of the ring is. And as you can see from my tag there, one-time former 24/7 champion. I've been in the ring, and my fucking best friend counted 3 against me.
I was forced.
Fucking asshole. But no, there are spots of this night, man, that I thought were huge, and that Ricky Starks match really stole it for me. I thought Hook and Powerhouse Hobbs and Taz turning on Brian Cage was a great spot. I think the Machine Gun Carl Anderson match was a good match.
Yes.
It was good. It was a good night. I do think Road Rager or whatever it was in Miami was a better show overall. But no, Fyter Fest was a good night.
I think since they have 2 nights and really because I was just looking at the card for the second night, and it's a bunch of like matchups that really haven't been on AEW before. So I think the coffin match was really like the end all be all for the show. So they had to build to that.
Looking at night number 2, I do see a match here with Chris Jericho and Shawn Spears, which is a little interesting to me because Chris Jericho has to wrestle under normal rules, but Shawn Spears gets to use chairs.
Because MJF set this match up.
All right, so let me ask a question. How long into that match until the referee's distracted and Chris Jericho uses a chair?
That's how it ends. Duh.
Like,
back to the chair in the face.
I mean, back to AEW referees not knowing what the fuck they're doing. So,
hey, you skipped over one thing though. Over night 1. So Slawson, Joe and I have been talking for the past couple of weeks, and since Andrade is now on AEW, I had this theory that he's going to be Impact champion. Okay. And you have him go after Kenny Omega. That's who Kenny Omega loses the belt to, because then he can still have both belts defended on both shows.
And that's all, yeah. I mean, they have to kind of get to that to be able to make sense or to make it logical that they defended on both shows.
And this past Fyter Fest, in the backstage interview, Andrade said that Tony Khan said that he can break the fourth wall down and beat and go after whoever he wants.
That's I was just going to bring up that and then the entrance of Jay White, so you don't think that they'll do even like a triple, like they're just leaving it open, which is cool, which is why I'm into it, because really it's uncharted territory, and it's not just two companies like it's always been. Now it's a bunch of companies actually working together. So it leaves.
Is this a problem? Is this a problem for AEW? And I'm not talking negative anyway. AEW is so focused on.
Is this
no, what I'm saying is AEW focused too much on trying to put WWE out of business?
You think that's what they're doing? I think they're just doing wrestling in a different way because they think the fans. I mean, that's clearly it's giving the fans like.
But anytime Tony Khan speaks, he mentions something about WWE. Anytime somebody cuts a promo, they mention something about WWE. Did you see the promo that Eddie Kingston cut? And then Christian is in the background like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, Eddie Kingston's like, you're not going to see that on the other channel. You're not going to see that on the other channel. And he's like, we got legends like Christian Cage. I respect you. You're not going to see that on the other channel. And he's just like, my best friend is wrestling for a title right now. Like, what do you mean? Like, we're seeing that on other channel.
I thought because it was funny that he was saying you're not going to see it on the other channel when Christian was just on the other channel like a month ago.
Yeah, like it's not talking shit, but are they too invested in what WWE is doing to where they need to focus on what they're doing? And here comes where Chris Thrasher tells me I'm a mark for WWE. I'm not. I just appreciate what's been there for a long time. It has longevity. It has stability. That company is not going anywhere. And I think any company that comes in, and that's why Impact is lasting as long as it is. They're not fucking worried about what WWE is doing. They're focused on their fan base and their fan base only. Anytime Tony Khan speaks, all he cares about is what WWE is doing and how to go against them. Like, focus on your fan base, focus on your company, focus on making your wrestlers happy. And it's not a shot at AEW. Look, AEW's product, I don't like. That's cool. I don't like WWE's product. I don't think it's good. But I'm not going to sit here. It's not Republicans and Democrats. You hate one, you love the other. You love one, you hate the other. No, they both fucking suck right now. Honestly, I love CCW storylines. I love like what they're doing. I love independent storylines. I just think AEW story does this all the way through the fucking show. You don't know what's going to come next. And there's always a pre-match fucking ejaculation. There's always an afterbirth to a match. There's never just a match from the curtain to the finish and nothing else comes out of it. Like, let's have a story that goes. Like, yes, we picked up on a story that's a year later between Adam Page and Hangman. Or Adam Page and, same person. Adam Page and Kenny Omega. Yes, we picked up on that story a year later. But it's like we have to have fucking like 10 other things happen in a match. Why? Thank you. I'm out. See you guys later.
Great. That was a great speech. That was wonderful. I feel like it's because they have so much. They have so many people that I feel like they're struggling to find a direct way because they have to show. You can't like WWE has a very formulaic. Like every roster they have is like this always comes this way, and then this always comes next, and then we have a let-up match, and we do this, but it's always with the same people, but they have a finite amount of people. I think AEW has so much going on that it tries not to go so storyline heavy and then they get.
I think they have too much on their plate. They're trying to buy everybody and not in a bad way. I'm not saying they're going after all WWE guys because that's not true. We've seen the numbers. They haven't really signed. They've only signed like 12 WWE guys.
Well, and the stuff they have is super entertaining. Like you have to admit that anyway. So it's you haven't even really had a chance to see if that's what their downfall will be. A lot of people are saying that because they are putting a lot on their plate. But are they getting lucky because it's entertaining? Because it is entertaining. So you can't really tell that they have too much on their plate, which is why I think they lack that kind of structure. But also, is that a good thing? Who knows?
Can I ask a question? You guys watch AEW religiously?
Not religiously, but when I can, yeah, I keep storylines.
Thrasher?
Yes.
You watch AEW religiously? Okay. What is the count for if you get outside of the ring? Is it a 10 or a 20?
Well, the first match this past week was under New Japan rules, and it's 20 count.
Okay. Any other AEW regular match? It's a 20 count, right?
I believe so, I guess.
Because Tony Khan's on Busted Open, and Bubba Ray tells him, "Hey, like, you told us we were gonna get professional wrestling back. Matches matter, wins, losses matter, things like that." He goes, "But you have 20 counts outside the ring, and referees aren't really paying attention, but they're kind of just like they get pushed out of the way." And Tony Khan like jumps up and he's like, "Well, it's not a 20 count." And there's nothing wrong with Rick Knox, and there's nothing wrong with our referee. And it's like, yo, like Bubba didn't even finish his sentence to get it out. And Tony Khan's very like aggressively answering towards him. Like, I personally think the guy's on Adderall. Like, he's losing it back there. He's losing it. I remember when I first saw him, he was dressed beautiful, dressed nice, glasses, tie, shirt. And now he looks like he's walking out of a college dorm at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Chris looks like he was holding his tongue that entire time. So I figured you won't even see me for another hour. Chris is just go off.
You just touched on like so much on AEW's plate, and yes, it's entertaining, and I'm not going to defend them, but hypothetically, let's put yourself into a scenario where you're a failing business, right? And you have friends in another company that's up and coming. Okay. Let's get 2 and 2 together. Let's get these, it's as much of Impact's fault as it is AEW's fault for as much shit as that they have going on. I think it's good for wrestling. The only reason why I think it's good for wrestling is it has an adverse effect on the McMahons, because the McMahons ruin the territories. So I think now that you're getting the territories trying to take over wrestling as a whole.
But are the territories taking over as a whole, or is it just AEW trying to become a bigger fucking territory?
I mean, I don't think it's as so much as AEW being. I mean, like the numbers. Look at the numbers. Okay, before Kenny Omega showed up on Impact, like they thought Impact was not even on TV. Like I think they had 40,000 people watch 1 week. Kenny Omega shows up, they had 600, 700,000. I don't know if it was AEW that reached out to Impact saying, "Hey, let me help you guys out and get us to a different audience," or if it was Impact like grasping at straws. That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't think it's as much as AEW's like fault for as much shit has got going on as it's Impact trying to keep their company afloat.
We'll see what happens.
But are you saying that they would only do that? I mean, they're doing it, so they obviously want to help out. But do you think that if another company reached out that they wouldn't do it? Do you think that it ends with like New Japan or like at least the major companies? Like, do you see like smaller indie companies reaching out to AEW and be like, "Hey, let's do this," and they're going to showcase it, or no?
No, I don't think so, because I don't think there was as much as a connection with any other other company besides Impact. Because I mean, if you look at it this way, as soon as Gallows and Anderson got signed in on the Impact, that's when you saw it. Like you saw the wheels were in motion. Like shit was gonna happen, and then all of a sudden Kenny Omega came out. He came on and everything like that.
No, I get that. I think, yeah, I think it's a draw either way. I think it's a draw, and it's a unique draw that WWE can't replicate, really. So they're.
I mean, like you said, it's entertaining, right? I mean, I'd rather watch entertaining stuff on a Wednesday and a Tuesday on Impact than trying to watch Baron Corbin set up a GoFundMe to help pay his bills because he's not King of the Ring anymore on Friday nights.
Is that an actual storyline?
Yes, sir.
I like that. That's kind of funny.
Not when it's the first night.
For every bad storyline in WWE, I can point out a bad, stupid spot in AEW. I mean, like no,
I feel like AEW has less dumb storylines.
No, but they have stupid spot ups. They have stupid setups on spots, and you can't tell me they don't. Well, you got Young Buck jackass holding Young Buck retard's fucking legs.
He's talking about moves.
Like
moves
stupid moves.
Like,
come on, bro. Okay, yes, there are stupid storylines, but there's also stupid storylines. Let's talk about the fucking ring that didn't explode. Let's talk about the stupid fucking cardboard that Chris Jericho fell on. Like, there's one for one, bro. One for one. I understand what you're saying. WWE is stupid, yes, but don't sit here and act like AEW is the fucking grand scheme of it all.
But WWE's been on both sides of that coin because AEW screwing those things up. Yes, it looks bad, but they also have the audience that's just like, oh, haha, that was fucked, and then they're like still into it. Like it's weird. On the same token, WWE back in the day, the reason they survived is because they had just as bad shit, but the production value made you think, oh no, that's entertaining. WCW is doing comparable shit, and it's just, but it looked bad, so it's like, oh, it's fucking bullshit. So they've been on both sides.
No, dude. I mean, like, look, I get it, bro. I get it. Baron Corbin was a stupid fucking storyline. They ruined him when they cut his hair. Yes, you are 100% correct. They ruined him the moment they cut his fucking hair off.
You just said a storyline that I actually like. I like that. He came out and said, I need a GoFund. That's hilarious. I wish they would do more storylines like that. That shit would be funny.
Like, I don't know, bro.
Can I finish my thought? Before I get my face ripped off? I said they had that. I don't have a problem with that storyline at all. If it wasn't the first SmackDown back with fans.
As in, you wanted something bigger?
I think it took time up off of, calling somebody up from NXT. Whatever. They just called Karrion Kross up just now to the main roster.
Oh, why not? Does he still have a cool entrance, or are they going to take that away from him too?
I don't know. But like, even as a call-up spot, do that storyline in a couple weeks. That was my biggest gripe.
I get you. No, they do that all the time. I got mad at that with I think it was the Royal Rumble. They did this whole grand entrance for Alexa Bliss and that thing that she can do, and broke all this shit, and she gets eliminated. She didn't even eliminate one person with her special. She just broke the arena as a character, and then somebody just throws her out. Then what's fucking intimidating about her fucking breaking the arena? The same thing with the 24/7 thing. They put it on the girl, and then they squashed it immediately instead of letting her have the run for the rest of the pay-per-view. Who gives a fuck? They do shit like that all the time. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that point, 100%.
All companies do stupid fucking things, but there's a reason that WWE is selling for $5 billion, and there's a reason that AEW is worth like $2 million.
Yeah, but AEW doesn't have the pedigree that WWE has had.
For Thrasher, it's all about what have you done for me lately. That's all it's about.
Right.
That's all it's about.
Well, then
in 6 months, he's gonna hate CCW. He goes through these little twists and turns in life. He hates me tomorrow, dude. He hates me right now, but he loved me 10 seconds ago. It is what it is.
I go through twists and turns in life. I still have my full beard.
I did this for a job.
Yeah, it's called a blowjob.
Exactly. He loved it.
Oh.
So anyway, all right, let's move in to the finale of the weekend, and that would be Money in the Bank.
We're only gonna talk about it for 2 seconds.
Yeah,
it happened, and then it ended, and you didn't see it.
Jimmy got DUI and wins the championship.
Yeah.
No, that was the first match on the card, and the Usos defeated the Mysterios. And first of all, I love Dominic Mysterio. I think he's great. I think he will be very good in the future. I don't know how much.
Their entrance was amazing.
Who, the Mysterios?
Watching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they come through a portal. They come on the entrance ramp. It was pretty cool.
I think they're good. I think the Mysterios are great. Not so much Ray anymore, but Dominic is definitely going to carry that torch for the Mysterio family. And I think he's carrying it appropriately. The kid earned his fucking stripes when he got fucking whipped to death like Tommy Dreamer style on fucking.
I think his prowess came and his wrestling knowledge came, and how fucked up and deranged he is when he thought his uncle was his dad.
Rest in peace.
But
Poppy.
I think legit he won that over with like his first match. He did amazing. People were just thinking this was like,
yeah, well, like I said, the one big thing,
generation, like hand him everything sort of thing, and I don't think he's treating it that way, which I think is great.
No, yeah, he's definitely not getting handed everything. He's had to work for it so far. He's been through some crazy storylines with his sister and all that. I thought they were gonna end up being on Pornhub. The way they looked at each other when they talked, I was like, what's wrong with these two? So you have the Usos fresh off a DUI winning a championship, his second DUI in 3 years.
the episode name on Peacock when you go to watch the show back. It says Jimmy Uso gets a DUI and wins a championship is the name of the tagline.
That's what it should be. That's what it should be. Chris, I know you have your strong thoughts on Jimmy Uso getting a DUI and a title within a week. So please go right ahead.
Oh, you can complain about how AEW does things and everything like that.
No, I think it's horrible. I texted you earlier. It's horrible.
It's a bad look.
It's a very bad look. It's a very bad look.
Terrible. It's terrible.
But Roman Reigns being Roman Reigns and being related to Roman Reigns, which is the biggest name in the company right now, he gets away with that. He gets a pass. I don't know how they're ever going to discipline this guy or how he will ever, like get more than a slap on the wrist. But this guy can get a fucking DUI, drive triple over the limit. 205, wasn't it? Like 0.205. Like, how do you drive a weight class in your fucking company? Like,
now,
dude,
is he the one that's married to Naomi?
Naomi actually had to shut down her Twitter because people were like harassing her over that shit, dude. She had to like disable her Twitter.
And they're the ones that got into like a domestic thing while driving too, right?
This guy in alcohol, man, is gonna like. There was a great, I don't know if you guys ever watched it, documentary on the network about Yokozuna. Like it was amazing. There's gonna be another one on Jimmy Uso called 0.205. Like this fucking guy is gonna be the downfall.
And it's gonna be shot, and Joe's picture is gonna be in that documentary because this
is a blurred out background.
Jimmy Uso on our episode. This episode of Wrestling Paradox Podcast will be called Jimmy Uso gets a DUI and Chris Thrasher has some serious thoughts.
No, but like there's no fucking repercussions for this guy, honestly. So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
There's a handful of guys like that in the company. That's nothing new.
No, there was somebody that got like either a DUI or got like caught with like some kind of drugs on him, and he got fired instantly.
Oh yeah, Jake Hager. Jake Hager.
Was it Jake Hager?
It was Jake Hager, and we can say his name. We don't work for either company. It's okay.
No, I didn't know who it was.
But yeah, Jake Hager, and then if you guys remember, RVD won the title at One Night Stand. 3 weeks later, got busted for marijuana and forced to drop the title right away. So if I'm RVD and Jake Hager, I'm looking at the McMahon family like, fuck you, pal. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. There's a handful of guys but Chris, you're saying that like, who do you think those guys would be in AEW? Because I'm sure AEW has one. Do you think?
Yeah, but I just think it's
Hangman, honestly.
It just hasn't been done yet, so we can like experiment with it and like use an example. But I can understand. Okay, one free pass. Okay, cool. But this is the second one.
That's what I'm saying. Is so far AEW has shown that they at least take some sort of like with the Sammy Guevara thing, with a couple other things. They
it's not Jimmy Havoc. They fired him.
I was just thinking Jimmy Havoc. They cut him right away.
They fired him
within hours.
I mean, obviously, we're talking about way less money. The scope of everything is way smaller, and they're trying to just definitely not have any problems seeing how they're starting. So,
I mean, Havoc at Jimmy Seafood beating up Excalibur was the greatest storyline I've ever woken up to in my life. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Jimmy Havoc had a problem with pills, apparently, and he got kicked out of AEW, and I guess he's sent back to Europe.
And they were about ready to get into a big tag team push with him and Kip Sabian.
Yeah.
It was like right at the start of the TV deal is when they were.
What if that never happens? What if Havoc never has that pill addiction? What happens to Rusev at that point? Do we get the Rusev push right from? Because I will tell you, I wanted this push that Rusev is on right now is what he should have came in with. It's what he should have came in with 1,010%. This whole thing with Kip Sabian, the games and the fun and all, it just wasn't it. I expected Rusev to be Rusev from when he was with Lana and Russian and Bulgarian and all that shit. Like I wanted that in AEW with a little more free reign. It would have been nice, and him being that monster from Bulgaria and the Bulgarian brute and all that shit. But we got video games, nice shoes, fancy sweaters, and
But I think that was kind of a dig at WWE too. Like, I mean, that was what he got in trouble for. That was the whole thing before that happened was with Twitch and all that stuff. So like, I think it was just a dig at. It was used as a dig, and then they moved it into. I haven't seen it in a couple weeks, but I know that he's got just like a more like it's him basically.
He's a monster. He's a monster, and he's great at it. I think they are using him way better now than WWE ever did. We can sit here and say that WWE's storyline writing has been obnoxiously dumb for years. I think the Evolution era back in 03, that Ruthless Aggression, 04, 05 was great. I thought Evolution was great. I thought they carried the business, not just that company, but the business. Like, you had two rising stars, you had a prime time player, and you had someone who's just out of their prime with Ric Flair. And you had John Cena coming up, and you had Brock Lesnar coming in, and it was just great wrestling altogether. And then after that, it kind of just felt like they fell apart. That was right around the time Freddie Prinze Jr. came in for the writing. But we're not here for that. We're gonna get back into the reviews of the weekend.
No, let me ask you a question now. You said that, right? And you said about the evolution, and everything along those lines. Do you think AEW is trying to do the same thing that TNA did back then now, but like 200% more?
Say the question to me like I'm 5 years old.
Okay, you said about the evolution, right? Around that time you had VKM, and you had all these like different like kind of like ex WWE, WWF, superstars, WCW superstars, and they were kind of going toe to toe. Do you think this is the same thing? AEW is doing the same thing that TNA did back then, now just amplified by 200%.
They have a bigger audience. So yeah, are they doing the same thing? I can't sit here and tell you I remember every moment of TNA. I would be lying to you.
They did a bullshit invasion angle with VKM too. They like went to like supposedly went to like WWE buildings and stuff, but they didn't show it that much. But yeah, they did the same shit.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that. I think that
because you had the outsiders. Then you had Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner. You had Macho Man before he died. Booker T, Sting. Who else? What was another? Oh, Jeff Jarrett was leading the fucking charge. And then Hogan and Bischoff coming in later. And so I would think like that's what AEW is trying to do now. It's just to a broader audience, like you said.
Yeah, wrestling is not the same product. I think we can all agree with that, right? Wrestling right now is different than wrestling 10 years.
Someone needs to tell your Uncle Jimmy that then.
When I look at AEW fans, I see the same people at Comic-Con. Like, does that make sense?
When I look at like Green Bay Packer fans, I just see cousins that are married and then they end up on divorce court. So.
This isn't Alabama and Tuscaloosa and all that other shit. All right. But no, I don't know. It's a different time. It's a different era. And yes, people like Jim Cornette, I listen to him, but do I agree with everything he says? No. I do think it was very unfair that everybody tried to pin that fan on him that jumped in the ring. Like that's complete bullshit. Jim Cornette's the first one to tell. Jim Cornette was the first one to say, he's like, look, as much as I hate the Young Bucks and I hate Kenny Omega, they should beat the fuck out of you if you jump in the ring. Like, that's sacred. Like, that's a sacred art to us.
Can we get back to Money in the Bank? Because I have some stuff to talk about.
Oh, you want to get back now? Okay, I'm talking about your best friends over here, Young Bucks. All right. All right. So Money in the Bank. Usos, they blow 205s and they win championships. Nikki ASH tops the women's ladder match and wins the title or wins the Money in the Bank, which good for her. She's happy in her costume. It makes her feel special. That's cool. I don't have an issue with it. I don't think it's WWE booking. I think that's something that she wants. But my big thing here was my money was actually on Zelina Vega coming back and being the big name, and Aleister Black, Tommy End, Malachi Black, whatever you want to call him this week. That was the big thing. That was the big thing. Like, why didn't she win?
Because she got beat by Hypnosis.
I heard that, and I didn't see it because I didn't catch this match. Is that what happened?
I don't care how much you want to complain about a Canadian destroyer that one buck used the other buck's leg and held it and everything like that. Zelina Vega was climbing to the top of the ladder to grab the briefcase, and Alexis Bliss stood at the bottom and hypnotized her.
Stupid.
No, I think it's great. But again, why I complained at the Royal Rumble, if she's doing that, how is she not winning the fucking match?
Yep.
It's stupid booking. It is dumb booking. And because they are hiring people who have no idea if it's Bobby Lashley, like it is dumb booking. It is stupid. So yes, there are times that I can agree with you and say WWE has stupid booking. Like, you get that, right? Like, we're on the same page with certain things.
No, you love WWE and everything they do. That's what you just said. I'm gonna put subtitles on what you really
No,
mean.
I love CCW and everything they do. And apparently you don't because you moved to North Carolina, you piece of shit.
But he's only related to the wrestler, idiot.
I don't have to be there. Mike's got to be there.
You fucking moron.
So yeah.
So is the next show is the next match? Is it the AJ and Amos versus the Room Raiders?
Is it almost? Is it almost or almost? Because I almost fall asleep every time that guy's on my TV.
Okay, I feel bad for this match because it was supposed to be the Bailey match.
It should have been. Yeah, this match wasn't supposed to be on this card. It
was supposed to be tonight.
Bailey went through an injury or took it in the ass or something. I don't know. She's pregnant. Apparently, she might be pregnant or a torn ACL. I don't know which one it is. Chris is bearing. Yeah, it might be both. Right. But yeah, no, I think this was a.
Fucking hilarious.
It was just, I don't know.
I don't think you're pregnant through anal though. By the way, so I think you're.
You can tear an ACL though.
like I said, I don't know if it's almost or almost because I almost fall asleep with this fucking guy. So and AJ Styles, the matches are almost backwards with AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels like almost should be like making saves, but it's AJ Styles almost kind of making saves. It's weird. I don't get it. But
I still think that almost got character should still be a bodyguard, and AJ should be tagging with somebody else.
Can we mention big guys for a second? And there wasn't one on this card, but this guy in particular, and that's the dude that Apollo Crews is with now. I forget his name.
Oh yeah, he was a tag team on NXT, wasn't he?
And he was in Raw Underground, going by a completely different name, and then he shows up as a whole different name.
You do with the dreads, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I forget his name, but yes, I know what you're talking about.
It feels like the booking in WWE is like if it happened more than 6 months ago, we're too stupid to remember it. Because Rhea Ripley, when she came out to challenge,
they change shit all the time. Yeah, that's one of the.
Yeah. When Rhea Ripley came out to challenge Oscar, she's like, "You probably don't know who I am," and it's like you were just at WrestleMania, like last year, fighting for the fucking title. What are you talking about? Of course we know who you are.
They write their fucking promos for them, and
dude. The greatest fucking thing is when WWE couldn't go on because of the rain at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. And they told everybody back, cut like 2-minute promos on each other, and there were no scripts, and it was amazing. They did great. I was like, this is awesome. They're talking like themselves, and then all of a sudden it's like McMahon got a taste of it, and he was like, nah, I don't like seasoning. I'm gonna fucking put salt on my fucking burger. Like, what, dude? Like, put fucking seasoning. That shit was sweet. That shit was nice. Like, let them fucking talk.
Hey, Bruce Pritchard talked about this on him and Conrad's podcast. Do you want to know what Vince McMahon eats for lunch every day.
Prime rib.
Bland chicken, no spice, and broccoli.
That is the whitest fucking meal I've ever heard in my life.
That's how he likes his storylines, I guess.
That's it.
Chicken and broccoli.
Chicken and broccoli. So moving on to Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston, and pretty much a squash match. I believe, if I'm correct.
7 minutes.
It was the shortest match on the card.
It was a squash for sure.
Yeah, this was the shortest match on the card. But this does play into a storyline, I do believe, and we'll get into that in a minute.
I just don't like that. I understand the storyline that you're gonna say. I just don't like it that Xavier Woods beat Bobby Lashley then last week.
And
I told you that last week. I was like, it makes no sense.
You're right. It doesn't, but I think the storyline that it plays into is I see Xavier Woods turning on Kofi and joining the Hurt Business.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be Kofi.
Think is Kofi going to turn?
Yeah, Kofi took this beat down. I think he turns, or I think somebody else turns.
So, and we'll get into this in a minute on that storyline. But personally, I think the Hurt Business needs to come back in full. I think they really carried the pandemic. Them and Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre were the best three things. Well, and Bayley to go through the pandemic. The Hurt Business really came to life.
Wait, which Drew McIntyre are we talking about? The Drew McIntyre back then, or the Drew McIntyre that writes poems now?
No, the Drew McIntyre that beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania and carried the title for carried it, lost it, carried it again. It was a weird time, but
he writes poems and carries a sword now.
That was made from the Loch Ness Monster's tooth.
Yes.
Yeah. I would have said that and be like, "Are you guys fucking serious? Loch Ness Monster? Like, really, guys? Come on, Mark, get on your fucking game."
Hey, here's what I think. And I know I'm overanalyzing it because it's just fucking wrestling, okay? Why are you going to call it the Loch Ness Monster's tooth? If it's never been seen, how the fuck is it the Loch Ness Monster's tooth?
Look, you're not overthinking it.
That's what makes it magical. He has the tooth.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Why wouldn't he just summons the body then?
It's too.
Why wouldn't Alexa Bliss win the fucking match? You know?
Yeah, hypnotize everybody.
Yeah.
That's what this episode should be called. That's what this show should be called on the fucking Peacock Network. Why the fuck wouldn't Alexa Bliss win the fucking match?
You know, after we're long gone and dead, all three of us, they're gonna pick this show up and be like, "Yo, the Wrestling Paradise, let's put it on the network."
Yeah. Boom, that's fine. That's the trailer for it.
So we'll move on to possibly the best match on the card. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. Charlotte Flair giving the bird to the fans was great. Just give them, two of these solid. The "We Want Becky" chants was in the building. I really thought Becky was making a return last night. However, you can't have two major returns in one night, such as Becky and John Cena. So I think
I didn't see John Cena.
Neither did Pat McAfee, and that was the best part of the whole fucking commentary. Pat McAfee is Bobby Heenan all over again. He's great. He's so awesome.
You speak on him now, and actually, Michael Cole was on a guest on the podcast today, and no, I wish. Michael Cole said on the Pat McAfee show that in the 25 years of him doing color commentary or interviews for WWE, this is the most rejuvenated and revitalized his career has ever been.
Great. I love that about because
he said
got a lot of shit.
Yeah, he said he's commentated with King, JR, JBL, and Corey Graves. He goes, those are all talented, but Pat McAfee has something else.
Yeah, he brings that fan aspect. It's me or you or Cole Slawson sitting in that chair and jumping up and down. And Mark Henry says the same thing on Busted Open. Mark Henry's like, dude, Pat McAfee brings something to the fans that we've been missing for a long time. And it reminds me of Bobby Heenan. Like, just like the things that you remember when Bobby Heenan and Gene Okerlund came back for that gimmick battle royal back at WrestleMania 18, I think it was. He's he's like, they licked my head, they licked my hairs, and Bobby Heenan's like, yeah, all two of them. Like, it was funny, you know. But yeah, so moving on from that match, we have the next match, which is we had Big E, Drew McIntyre, John Morrison, aka Johnny Drip
We
Drip.
didn't say who won the ladies match.
Oh, Charlotte Flair won for the 15th time or something. John Morrison, aka Johnny Drip Drip, Kevin Owens, aka Kevin Fatboy, King Nakamura, Ricochet, Riddle Orton, and Seth Rollins. The reason I say Riddle Orton is because did you guys see him doing the whole fucking RKOs and the fucking stamps? And it was great. I thought it was funny as shit. I think Riddle, I hated Riddle like all the way up to like 2 months ago. And now I'm catching up on all the shit on YouTube. He's great. He's great. There was a Raw that right before this, he climbed the ladder and he's like, man, I'm so high up here. I'm so high. And it was the funniest fucking thing ever. If you're a stoner, which none of us are.
Very under. I feel like WWE's missing. They always throw up that AJ Riddle match like on a random booking on like a SmackDown or something, but I feel like they could do so much more with Matt Riddle, but I feel like they're not gonna. So
I think we're gonna move into a Riddle versus Orton storyline. I know they're a tag team right now, and Orton's gonna be gone for a little bit, but I think when he comes back, we're gonna get Riddle Orton probably at SummerSlam.
Do you think we're gonna get the whole Randy Orton?
Who's gonna drop Riddle?
You never know.
They're gonna have a reunion.
A call up, maybe Pete Dunne.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I fucking love the Bruiserweight. Like, he is one of my favorites. Like, that has not been on main TV. That guy's amazing. When he was wrestling just in UK, I was so upset. I'm like, how do I watch more of this? How do I get more of this? I'm tired of just seeing Walter and Ilya Dragunovich. I'm like, give me fucking more Bruiserweight and Pete Dunne.
How about you made a comment about Darby Allin taking scary bumps and landing the wrong way on the coffin. What about Kevin Owens and that bump through the ladder?
It was a crazy bump. The Seth Rollins power bomb, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. When the way he landed, it's like the base of the ladder like snapped, but the other part didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So his neck got all contorted and everything like that.
Kevin Owens is always taking bumps like that. All the way back to his ROH days, he's always taking big bumps. He's able to withstand that pain.
Yeah, now he's getting up there in age. I wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see back in the day Kevin Owens rolling through CCW. I would love to see Kevin Owens and like Alex Ocean or something. That would be a fucking fun match. Those two fucking dudes going at it. All right, so then we have a Big E winning after taking everybody out and doing the big ending to Seth Rollins off the ladder. Big E wins the match. And then you have Roman Reigns versus Edge. Another great match. You had the Usos try to interfere. Mysterio and Sons. That sounds like a moving company. They
That's just stereotyping.
Am I misstereotyping?
It's like Mysterio and Sons lawn service or something.
Yeah. Wow.
Now who's stereotyping?
It's okay. You know, I know why. Their tagline is, "Don't worry, we're Mexico."
Oh,
we don't lie, cheat, and steal. So anyway, so you have Roman Reigns defeating Edge, picking up a microphone and saying, "Now the whole world can acknowledge me." And then,
weird. When you did that, your arms looked weird.
So John Cena is back, baby. We are live. I love it. I love every second about it. I'm so happy Cena's back. I am marking out like a 5-year-old. I was freaking the fuck out. I almost dropped my bong. Like, it was the greatest fucking time of my life.
It was cool. It was, I mean, it was very, very cool to see it. It reminded me of when the Hardys came back at WrestleMania.
It was a dope moment. You weren't even in the fucking seat. What are you talking about when the Hardys came back? You weren't even in your seat.
I was in the entranceway.
So anyway,
but my biggest
another podcast.
My biggest complaint though is, how does he jump to the head of the line though?
Because he's John fucking Cena.
Yeah, Big E just won the ladder match. Why can't Big E go after Roman Reigns?
because Big E has the fucking thing, and they're setting up Big E versus Bobby Lashley because Bobby Lashley just squashed his friend and Kofi and all that other bullshit. So you have Roman Reigns versus John Cena setting up for SummerSlam. Apparently, some big name is coming back during Raw this week, and I'm assuming it's Goldberg to set up versus Bobby Lashley. I know, Slauson, don't make the face. But yeah, no.
Well, I'm making the face. I'm making the face, and I'll be making the face the whole fucking time.
I hope Lashley kicks his head into the third row.
No, Goldberg does to Bret Hart.
Right.
Fuck Bret Hart, but yes, I do agree with that as well. But no, great match between Roman Reigns and Edge. I thought it was a very good match. I was very happy with that match. Nothing.
That was a very good maneuver.
I thought it was a great match. And then the best part of the night, like you said, and we said it just a second ago, was Pat McAfee and Michael Cole when John Cena is coming to the ring, and you hear Michael Cole say, "Oh my God, John Cena's back! John Cena's back!" And Pat McAfee's like, "Where? Where? I don't see him." He's such a fucking fan. I love it. He's so great. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Wrestling Paradox Podcast. Slauson, do you have anything else you want to talk about? I got 3 minutes to kill here.
No, I thought it was a good ending. I thought that was interesting, and I like how John Cena is now the that class of wrestlers that's going to be making the people pop and doing the comebacks, and oh my gosh, he's back and having like historic matches. Hopefully they are. I think hopefully his style will elevate the guys right now in the title picture a little bit.
That's what it's supposed to do. And the one thing that I realized last night is we did not get a "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks" chant. It was a loud roar in that stadium for like 3 fucking minutes while John Cena walked out, did his fucking thing. And
I feel like by SummerSlam it'll be back to "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks." I feel like it's almost like the Kurt Angle "you suck" just because you have to, because it became a thing. So
yeah, Kurt Angle loved that moment. Even when Kurt Angle came back, people were like, "Why are you saying he sucks?" And it's like, because that's his thing. He's supposed to.
I don't even think he waits that long till SummerSlam to get the Cena sucks chance. I think you get it this Friday coming up.
He is appearing Monday night on Monday Night Raw. He is going to be on Raw, so we'll see what happens, and we'll see where it goes. And I'm excited for SummerSlam. I'm excited to see what happens for SummerSlam. Quick ratings: Impact 1 to 5. What do we give it?
3.
I'm going 3 as well.
So
I'll go with a 3. I'll go with a 3.
Okay. Fyter Fest.
4.
I'll go with 4, and it's going to be the highest one because it actually ended. You saw the whole thing, right?
All right. I'm going to say 3.5 on that one. And for me, Money in the Bank got me a 4.
2.
3.
You're only saying that because you hate WWE.
3 because
you're the type of person that goes and watches Space Jams and just like, I hate LeBron, so this movie sucked.
I already said it. It's just that you get me to watch your shows by having good storylines.
I thought last night, 1, 2, 3. I thought 4 of the matches out of 7 had good storylines for WWE.
If John Cena doesn't show up at the end of the night, do you still get it a 4?
3.7.
And on that note, let's get out of here.
Say something stupid.
Something stupid.